Hello and welcome, where it's all eyes on the grid and the final preparations ahead of today's championship race.
I'm joined by a man who's had many a wet race, Davide Valsecchi. Just how challenging will these conditions be out there on track?
Delighted to be here, Alex. Even in this weather, nothing will be easy for them. We may have standing water, which means visibility will be a worry. They just need to stay clear of the white lines and curbs. That can cause you a real problem when it's so slippery.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Hello everyone and welcome back guys to race 2 of round 2 of the F2 2020 career mode. The Mick Schumacher career mode, once again back here from Circuit Zandvoort. Obviously if you missed out on yesterday's video, I would definitely recommend going back and checking it out. It might explain why we find ourselves down in P21 on the grid ready for today's sprint race here. But it is looking like it's going to be changeable conditions, wet to dry, by the end of this one, so things could get very interesting nonetheless. 13 laps ahead of us around this Zandvoort circuit here today. And yeah, maybe, just maybe, with those changeable conditions, we can try and leapfrog our way up the order. Obviously, no intermediate tyres in Formula 2, so things could be very difficult as well. But yeah, let's just dive right into this then, ready for the second race of the weekend. On the grid, ready here once more from Zandvoort. 5 red lights, and it is going to be the longest hold of all time. But we do finally get the cars going there. Not actually, well, I was about to say one of my best starts of the season until we get a boatload of wheel spin. As we head down in towards turn 1 though, everyone bunched up on the inside. We'll try and make a few moves up around the outside of the first turn there. And we've actually done pretty well. Actually made up places off the exit of turn 1 in one of these races. Almost going to the back of Delatraz there as we try to find some room. Or a lot of bumping and bashing as we're wedged on the curbs. Delatraz completely slams the door shut on us on the exit there, and a huge amount of opposite lock. Can we get the car pointing in a straight line? Maybe, just maybe, as we head up the hill in towards the next couple of corners here, side by side with Sean Galale. There is now both Dan's cars in last and second to last, but that all got a little bit dramatic off the start of this race there. Maybe at the inside of Nassini, no, slams the door shut on us as we head down in towards sector 2. Now we're trying to have a look up the inside there, and obviously Mick Schumacher's dad was always known as being pretty good in the wet. Maybe, just maybe, Mick will have the same sort of luck here as around the outside of Yuki Tsunoda there, boxed in behind Samaya, as again, so much fishtailing going on off the start of this race. I'm amazed we've been able to keep the car pointing in the right direction. Samaya tried to have a look at the inside of Delatraz, or perhaps he was just trying to throw in a block on ourselves there as we lock at the rears, heading down in towards the third and final sector of the lap there. But yeah, heading towards the end of lap 1, we have just about survived. And we are even up 3 places off the start here, back into P18 of this race. Can we get a good run on Samaya? Try and get the power down out of the final turn. Not quite able to make anything work there. But obviously this weekend we have taken a much higher aero setup than a lot of the other cars around us. So this should really work out nicely for us in this second race of the weekend. Around the outside of Samaya, we might be able to get the traction on Delatraz as well. We're just dancing between cars, as once again, even more contact between myself and Delatraz. I thought we made it rather clear we were going for a move there, but a lot of contact all over the back now of Jack Aitken for P15 here. Would be quite a miracle if we can somehow try and get ourselves up into the points. But yeah, again, obviously, like I said, we took such a high aero setup this weekend. It seems to be working out really nicely for us at the moment there, as we try and look around the outside of the Englishman down in towards sector 3, setting a purple middle sector at the moment. And Aitken has to concede position there. He might try and come back at us as we run a bit wide through the hairpin, but able to get the power down on the exit of the corner there. Still struggling so much with the wheel spin as we head in towards the final sector of the lap. But yeah, so far though, we're making good progress. Matsushita sets new fastest lap of the race. Are we going to be able to find any more time over the young Japanese driver? 34.8, so we weren't too far away. But yeah, not quite setting fastest lap just yet. Next up though is Felipe Drogovic, very slow of the first corner as we try to get the power down just behind him. Still suffering with so much wheel spin off the start of this race. Can we have a look around the outside through the hairpin? We're going to go deep on the brakes on the way in. Try to square off the run on the exit. And again, another move pulled off. And we're straight back over to P14 behind what I'm going to claim is yesterday's nemesis, Giuliano Alesi. I can't really say he did much to us. We just been trying to get round him. But hopefully today is not going to be the same. Not the inside of Alesi. We've just got so much more grip than everyone around us at the moment. Things are looking alright. Next up, Daruvula. Daruvula going very, very slow through the hairpin. A little bit of contact as we just try and give the Indian driver a bit of a hurry up. But yeah, we are just in a league of our own, I feel like, at the moment. Trying to get around all of these guys. Hopefully we'll get a run at the final turn on Daruvula. Can we try and make anything work? I don't quite think... Yeah, no, unfortunately still the top end speed of everyone else cannot be denied there. A 34.1. So we are finding a fair bit of time there as Daruvula deep on the brakes. We go even deeper though. Let's try and hook it up right around the outside of Gian. Can we get the run off the exit? Oh, another bit of a late move there. This time around Daruvula doesn't try and turn in on us. But again, very, very aggressive with our overtaking. Up to P12 though. Points could actually be a reality here. Oh, we got yellow flags out. Who seems to be struggling behind us? Who now is having the reliability issues in the second race of the weekend. I think, who is that pulling over to the wayside? It's Drogovic out of the sprint race here. So again, more reliability issues for drivers this season. But unfortunately, it doesn't give us another place. Matsushita just did a 33.9. We are going to do a 33.8. So we find another 10th there as we've got more yellow flags out. It's another car falling to the wayside behind us. Not too sure again who that is. Let's have a look in just a moment. But yeah, 2 cars out inside half a lap, so maybe we will get another safety car here in the race. Right, don't really want it, I'll be honest. Around the outside of Sato. Can we make anything work? Tsunoda out of the race, and we do in fact get a safety car there, so seemingly I get no luck when it comes to the safety cars, but that is going to bunch up the field, which we, yeah, certainly can't complain about. So with just over 6 laps to go, then the safety car is going to be coming in at the end of this lap. We still find ourselves in P12, but all this means is potentially the dry conditions have just been brought further in to this race. So maybe, just maybe, we could get sort of a last lap switch perhaps, something like that maybe. But heading through the final corner, let's just see what we can do off the restart here. Out of the final turn, prepare to resume racing. Try and just ease on the power out of the final corner there. Finally able to get on full throttle just on the exit, but it is green flag racing once again here from Zandvoort. Sato really early on the brakes in towards the first corner there. We actually look at the rears at rather low speed there, and both myself and Daruvula able to sneak by the Japanese driver there as we head down in towards turn 2. Oh my god, how loose is the rear end here? We're just locking up the rears absolutely everywhere at the moment as we try to hook it up around the outside of Daruvula there. We do get a fairly decent run on Giotto on the exit. As you can see just how much he's struggling as well for grip at the moment. Somehow sneak our way up the inside at the top of the hill there. We might be able to get a run on Lundgaard as well. Not quite able to make anything work on yesterday's race winner as he just runs a bit wide through the next couple of corners there. But yeah, Pedro Piquet currently sat up in P8. Maybe, you know, we could still score points here. Markelov just in front of him. This isn't over just yet. Getting a decent run out of the final turn. Trying to close up on Christian Lundgaard. You can see we do get a really good run on the young Dane there as we head out of the final corner. Christian goes defensive on us. Can we hook it up right around the outside? We'll try and keep the car there. Around the outside we go, and we could find ourselves up at a P9 of this race, wheel to wheel, as we head down through turn 2 and in towards turn 3. And we have pulled off another move, now just 1 point outside, 1 place, sorry, outside of the points even. And Pedro Piquet separates us from another point. We'll see if we can do the same thing to Piquet as we did to Lundgaard just 1 lap ago. We still seem to have quite a big advantage through the final corner. Try and use the camber a bit and then slingshot yourself on the exit. Matsushita snatches fastest lap away from us once more in this race there, so we need to try and get that back off him as well, if possible, as that is a huge moment as we head through turn 1 there. Definitely not going to be able to make any moves work on Piquet if we keep doing that. How on earth have we kept that pointing in the right direction as we head down in towards turn 2 and turn 3 once more. But yeah, 4 laps to go though, and we need to try and find a way past PK, and ideally I would love to take a point or 2 off Markelov. Through the final turn once more. Can we this time round get a good run on PK? Foot to the floor, Matsushita going even quicker here, so we do need to try and find a little bit of clear air ahead of Pedro PK. Purple in the final sector. PK goes very, very defensive. We'll go deep on the brakes to the outside in towards turn 1 on the Brazilian. And hopefully now, I think we've hooked it up. Yes, we have. Up into P8 of this race. So it looks like this weekend isn't going to be completely forgettable for us. Might just be able to get a couple of points on the board there. Next up, championship leader Markelov. Just look how slow Markelov is through there. Get the cut back on him. And now we're trying to just dance our way past more F2 cars. Up in the 7th. With just 2.5 laps to go here. And we're on for a good lap as well. Let's hope Robert doesn't hold us up. All over the back of Schwartzman as we head on to lap 12. Are we going to be able to take fastest lap bonus points? Yes, we do. A 33.1. So we've definitely still got some good pace in the car at the moment as we close up all over the back of our teammate once more. We had a brilliant battle last week to finish off the sprint. That's not going to help us though. Have we got away without damage from that? Let's have a look as Markov tried to be optimistic around us. I think we've damaged a little bit of the wing. But we're just over just under 2 laps to go. Hopefully that shouldn't cost us too much, as again, the back end still getting very, very loose and lively as the track starts to dry up. These wet tyres won't be so great. Round in the final corner once more then to start the final lap of this Dutch GP sprint race here. It has been, yeah, a tough old weekend, but we've held on, and hopefully we are going to take away at least 2 points from it. Like I said, we had a brilliant battle with Schwartzman last time round in the Bahrain GP sprint race. Maybe, just maybe, this time around we can get the better of him at the end of this sprint as we head through the final few laps of this race. We have made up still more and more places after the safety car, and yeah, the pace has been rather unstoppable there as we get really good traction out of the hairpin. We try to have a look for a move on our teammate Robert. Up the hill we go, all over the back of him as we head down in towards the final corner of Sector 1, around the outside perhaps. He's given us a big old squeeze as we head in towards Sector 2. We'll keep the nose there though. Can we possibly make this move work around the outside of about 4 separate corners? We're still there as we head down through Sector 2, and now we'll finally have the inside for the next corner. How on earth have we found the grip there? But we do make it up the inside of our teammate Schwartzman on the final lap of this race. That is absolutely fantastic for us. Still getting fish daily on the exit of the corner though. There has been so little grip in this car over the course of this race. Just in sudden moments it's fine, and then you're in a wall. That's pretty much the sort of the 2 states of these cars, it feels like, in the wet conditions there. But round the final corner, I think it is Matsushita who is going to become the 4th different winner of the season after the nightmare that was Bahrain for him. He finally gets his moment in the sun with 15 points on the board there, but we come through from 21st to 6th in just 13 laps.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
A nearly flawless performance here then, and a commanding victory. Davide, what do you think made the difference here?
Simply, they are just a better driver in the way. Here in Formula 2 we know the cars are the same, so it's not down to machinery. They can just handle the weather better than everyone else. Meaning they can have the throttle open longer, they can push more, brake later, and are able to handle it all. They make it look like they have a much faster car, but it's a pure skill behind the wheel. Really incredible drive.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be MP Motorsport picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance. And now, let's take a look at the driver's stats. It was not the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Now then, Davide Valsecchi, who would you say was your driver of the day?
It's got to be Mick Schumacher. He attacked all race long. He was amazing.
And now a look at the team standings. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from ART this time out, and they improved their position in the championship. There will be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you'll join us at the next race when Formula 2 returns.
So there we are then, guys, the end of the Zandvoort weekend there. Matsushita winning the race for MP Motorsport there, and yeah, like I said, after the nightmare that was Bahrain, they're happy for the Japanese driver to get his first win on the board there. Armstrong as well, another strong day out in P2 there. ART almost won both races this weekend there, and Ilott and Zhou, third and fourth. Perhaps Univirtuosi are likely to be our main championship rivals in the Constructors there. Mazepin fifth, ahead of myself from 21st to 6th at the end of the day. They're very, very happy with that result there. Setting the fastest lap as well means we get a couple of bonus points as well there. Schwartzman 7th ahead of Artem Markelov, PK and Christian Lundgaard rounding out the top 10 there, and you can see the rest of your finishers there. Dan Ticktum from last on the grid, he remained last to the finishers there, wasn't able to make any progress, and obviously Sonoda and Drugovic both not making it to the checkered flag there. But that means this weekend, though, 11 drivers scored points. Christian Lundgaard was technically the winner of the weekend there, but Markelov did score 25 points as well, taking the fastest lap and the pole position as well there. Matsushita, a day to remember as well, 21 points on the board for him ahead of Mazepin and Guan Yu Zhou there, as well as Callum Ilott, all tied on 18 there. 1 ahead of Schwartzman and then 2 ahead of Armstrong there. We get 6 points on the board, and Pedro, PK and Sato also were able to score there, which means in terms of the World Championship, Markelov still leads the way there on 50 points there. Ilott and Schwartzman tied on 37 there. Ilott and Schwartzman, ahead of Marcus Armstrong on 33. We are still in 5th place there, so that's not too disappointing at the moment, considering how bad that second race of the weekend was. As you can see, Lundgaard still in 6th ahead of Matsushita, Ticktum and Sato and Mazepin rounding out the top 10 still, tied with Guan Yu Zhou and Yuki Tsunoda there. Further down the order, though, I don't think we've seen too many other major changes. Obviously, pretty much just all the guys that haven't scored any points still at the moment moving around on count back there as well. And Teams Championship-wise, ART and Virtuosi both looking very, very quick as well as Racelab there. 15 points separate the top 4 in the Teams Championship there, and a big, big drop back to High-Tech, MP Motorsport, Dams, Trident and Carlin in the battle for 5th place there, and then you can see Charouz and Campos right at the rear of the field there. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, do make sure you leave a like and subscribe. From now on, this series will just be running at the weekends. Obviously, I know we did 4 races in 4 days there, but obviously we've got to get back to the My Team career mode and obviously the McLaren RTG, as well as the final few rounds of co-op as well there. So make sure, obviously, if you did enjoy, like I said, leave a like and subscribe. Click the bell notification as well, obviously, if you want to get more notifications from this series, as well as all the other content that we are making at the moment. But we'll be back tomorrow, ready for the My Team career mode. Yes, we're finally going to jump back in. I know it's been a while. 4 races to go of that series. A big, big championship battle between myself and Hamilton. You guys do not want to miss that as well. And we will be back very, very soon, ready for the Spanish GP weekend here from the F2 career mode as well. A big thank you to our channel members for making these videos possible. You can be featured in these end clips, as well as granted access to some other exclusive perks for just £1 a month by clicking the join button below.